unimaginable devastation in the Florida Panhandle, the death toll already rising. Plus, not one but two separate death investigations underway. The Sarasota Sheriff's Office responding. And a new parking ordinance in Northport, what drivers need to know. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Taylor Torregano. Jacqueline Matter has the night off. First tonight, several towns along Florida's coast are unrecognizable now. That's after Hurricane Michael's wrath. Here's what we know so far. The death toll has risen to at least 17 people killed as a result of the storm. That number only expected to rise with rescues underway. We know nearby 200 people have been rescued so far. The number of power outages as of 6 p.m. over 300,000. Here's a look at the damage. This is Mexico Beach, Florida, where officials say the wind and surge was the greatest. The destruction is unbelievable.
It's pretty devastating. Like, everybody we know lost their house, everybody, and our jobs.
Take a look at one of the rescue operations, an Air and Marine Black Hall air crew pulling two adults up to safety. They were trapped in an area inaccessible to ground vehicles. Some estimates for the damage from Michael near $4.5 billion. That's according to an early estimate by the Insurance Information Institute. The lowest amount they are anticipating is $2 billion in losses, but it's still too early to know exactly how much damage was caused by this storm.
The insurance company is there to help you through this process, so don't hesitate to call. So one of the first things they'll have you do is to make temporary repairs. You want to do things that will prevent further damage from happening. So whatever you do for temporary repairs, keep those receipts because those costs are part of your insurance claim.
The largest amount in losses is anticipated to come from residential home damage. New tonight, a Sarasota man is back behind bars, arrested for the second time this month on charges of video voyeurism. Perry Carter, a firefighter, is now charged with engaging in sexual activity with a 17-year-old girl. He then recorded their interaction without her knowledge. Carter was arrested earlier this month for video recording his 23-year-old house sitter without her consent. He is currently on administrative leave from Charlotte County Fire Rescue. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is now conducting not one but two separate death investigations. The first, a possible murder-suicide in Palmer Ranch. Detectives were first alerted to the deaths around 10 this morning. That's after a neighbor found a man and woman dead inside a home on Sarasota Central Parkway. Detectives believe this was a murder-suicide. However, the official cause of the death will be determined by the medical examiner. The victims have been identified as 82-year-old Herbert Brooker and 78-year-old Maureen Brooker. Now to the second death investigation the Sheriff's Office is looking into. Human remains were found in Collier County. Those remains have been identified as a Sarasota County resident. The Naples Daily News is reporting the remains belong to a man. Two men working for a home renovation company found the remains on the worksite on Tuesday. Both investigations are ongoing, and we will bring you updates as soon as they become available. Now to a First Alert traffic update. If you've been to downtown Venice lately, you've probably noticed the major construction taking place. Starting next week, work will begin on underground drainage at Nokomis Avenue. The work will be done between Tampa and West Venice Avenues. Currently, crews are also working on the sidewalk and roadway at West Venice Avenue and Miami Avenue. Tonight, a new parking ordinance has people talking in Northport. It was put in place because some homeowners are parking their boats in their driveways. That's when the city of Northport came to the conclusion that residential parking had become problematic. So here are the new rules. On properties smaller than about 5 acres, homeowners can park no more than 10 vehicles. That includes boats, trailers, and RVs. No more grass parking for larger vehicles is allowed. They have to have an improved surface. And Northport has put an end to parking on sidewalks or streets.
In any community, parking is always an issue. Within every city, you can't make everybody happy. So sometimes people tend to park a little more vehicles that are unsightly. This ordinance is trying to be broad in scope. It's more liberal than what was allowed in the past.
City officials say if any homeowner violates this new ordinance, the Code Enforcement Department as well as Northport Police could take action and give out parking fines. A new principal has been named at King Middle School in Manatee County. It's her, Kristen Kraling. She's currently an assistant principal at Braden River Middle School. Today, Superintendent Cynthia Saunders announced that Kraling will be the new principal at King Middle School if the school board gives its final approval. Kraling would replace Principal Michelle Romero, who is retiring from the school district. If approved, the change will go into effect in early November. Manatee County School District's North River High School has not even opened, yet already some in the community are demanding the school be renamed. In the original naming process, the district received more than 270 recommendations. The school board decided on North River High, but after receiving a lot of pushback from the community to change the name to Parish High School, the board has decided to restart the process.
When you mess with Parish and you mess with the people at Parish, we're a small, sleepy town, but you can wake us up really fast, and you have.
The school district policy requires a 6-month process during which community members can submit names through mail, email, and in person. The district will choose a new name in February. The school is under construction in Parish and set to open in August of 2019. The huge sandbags known as trap bags protecting parts of Lido Beach took a beating earlier this week because of Hurricane Michael. Despite them eventually collapsing at the beach, the city officials say they did the job they were supposed to do. This raised questions of whether the trap bags were installed properly. Buzz Wade, the creator of trap bags, says having the cover on would have helped, but he says the city of Sarasota still did a good job.
It failed because the waves just overcame it. It was more than what it was in that particular application designed to do. But then when it did collapse, it still stopped it from eroding. They only lost maybe a foot or so instead of losing 10 or 20 feet that they would have lost.
Trap bags placed on dry land protecting the Lido Beach Pavilion and pool area were not impacted and are still in place. The city of Sarasota says the main reason this happened to these huge sandbags was due to the power of the storm. City officials say most of the trap bags that collapsed have been recovered by crews. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job. I just wish they would have stayed there longer,
Right.
Obviously, and we didn't lose any of those bags. It was a powerful storm. Obviously, the fourth strongest storm ever to hit the United States in terms of wind speed, third strongest in the pressure. So it is gone now. It's moved on, but it's going to be sticking around a while as far as the damage goes, and the death toll continues to rise, unfortunately. With this massive storm, Michael caused all sorts of problems, but it did also bring a cold front away. Look at those clouds right there. You'll see them moving off to the south. That's the back end of a cold front, the first one of the season, really. That's going to cool us down a little bit. It's already done so this evening. You may have noticed the lower humidity, nice sunset tonight, beautiful weather out there. We deserve it after a long, long summer with very warm temperatures. And the viewer photos came in. Cindy Desmond getting this one near the Venice Jetty. Notice people out there fishing, enjoying the weather. The red tide, for the most part, seems to be gone temporarily. Who knows? It may come back. Someone even swimming there in some of the surf. And David Hobbs is getting this from Sarasota Bay. This is the Sarasota Sailing Squadron. They have a big F-18 national championship or world championships taking place. Begins today and goes for the next week there. And they saw that cold front cloud there as well. Another one from Palmer Ranch, a Ziff getting that. And this one from Vito out there by Oakford off of Fruitville. And the red tide, yes, is looking a lot more positive now as far as that goes. Nothing to report in South Sarasota County. Also up into Manatee County, only a couple of sections there showing very low or low concentrations. This is not the best news, though. It's still showing up in Pinellas County. They had the big waves, big surf as well, but it's still there in high concentrations and medium concentrations. So it's not to say that it's gone for good, but it has disrupted it enough that we should see a real good weekend. So get out there and enjoy the beaches. It's going to be beautiful. 73 right now. There's no problem with the heat index, but the dew point is so low at 67. That makes the humidity, although it's 81%, but the dew point is what you look at. It makes it feel really comfortable. Lows tomorrow, 67 in Northport, 65 Mayaca City. A little bit warmer near the coast. Sarasota should be right at 69. We haven't seen that since May 26th in the 60s, and 66 expected into Sebring. So we're going to see a cool start tomorrow. We'll warm up into the mid-80s. Should be a gorgeous day. No threat of any rainfall. As a result, of this high pressure ridge, which is building in behind the front. And everything's pretty much zonal now, meaning that it's flowing from the west to the east. So there's no big drop in the jet stream. We're not going to get a reinforcing shot of cooler air anytime soon. The long-range models do indicate that we will see a strong cold front, a strong one coming through late this month, around August 26, when temperatures will get down in the 70s, I believe, for high temperatures on not this weekend, not the next week, but the weekend after, if everything goes as planned. But it looks to be going as planned over the weekend. We're looking for generally fair skies both on Saturday and Sunday. We'll start to see some of that wind come back. The 3 storms out there, no problems. Again, Michael's going to race off to the east, and looks like Leslie's about done in about 2 days as it heads toward the Mediterranean there, and also Nadine is weakening as it pushes to the west. Look at the water temperatures that have cooled in the path of Michael. So it's down in the low 80s there. Still mid to upper 80s, even near 90 degrees in the western Gulf of Mexico. So still very powerful if a storm were to get into there. 85 degrees the high today. As far as the national summary goes, still some showers over Ohio. They had some snow today in Illinois, and highs tomorrow will be in the 40s, or I should say into the 50s, but they're in the 40s right now in St. Louis and in Chicago. Well, here's the forecast. As we see it, for boaters, looks good tomorrow. Seas will be running right around 2 feet with a light chop. North winds at 10 knots. And the extended forecast then calling for a slight chance for showers on Sunday and Monday, and then better chances we turn to summer. And we'll start to see things heat up a little bit as well, well back above average as we move through the week.
I'm so glad to hear that, Red.
Yeah, so far. Keep your fingers crossed.
Thanks for joining us. Straight ahead, Football Friday Night with Dwayne Lindo.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Get local news and information from the team you trust. Like ABC7 WWSB on Facebook to stay connected to the Suncoast.
Rugs as Art. You know the name. You know the building. But do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore. But there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
And welcome everyone to week 8 of Football Friday Night. I'm your host, Dwayne Lindo. We have some great highlights for you tonight. Players and coaches know how important wins are at this point as we get to the last 3 weeks of the regular season. And none may be as important as our game of the week. The Rams travel north to Manatee County to take on the hot Hurricanes. The Canes are on a 4-game winning streak, trying to make it 5. The first quarter, the handoff to Allie Boyce, bouncing off defenders like a pinball machine, scampers 20 yards into the end zone for the score. Extra point good. Rams up 7-0. And we usually don't show field goals here, field goal kicks, but we have to show this one. Manatee's Axel Lefro from France hits a 48-yarder to cut down the lead to 4. It's a 7-3 ball game, folks, and you saw there Malachi Weidman with a mad vertical 3-yard catch by the basketball player. Rams up 14-3. Still in the second, Rams' next offensive series. You see there, pass by Sean White, and another Allie Boyce touchdown. Then this, it's the screen to Keon Fordham. He runs 45 yards right for the touchdown, closing the gap to 21-3. But the Rams don't look back at this one, folks. They win this one by a score of 24-13. And in Class 7A, the Braden River Pirates are looking to go into the postseason yet again this year. They lost to Venice a couple weeks ago, but rest assured, they'll bounce back. Braden River already up 16-0. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Sailors quarterback Robbie Peterson slides into the end zone. They go for 2, but denied by Pirate defense. Pirates up 16-6. Sarasota Sailors at least loving it at that point, but that was all she wrote for the Sailors. 2 minutes into the second quarter, Peterson throws an interception right into the hands of Mark Davis. He takes it a good 30 yards into Sailor territory. And on to the next play, Braden River's Brian Battie finishes the job, taking it all the way home in a 53-yard run you see there. And just like that, the Pirates are up 19-6 with just under 10 minutes in the half. And the Sailors just can't catch a break. Quarterback Peterson fumbles, and the ball is quickly recovered by Taylor Pawlowski, who takes it in for the pick 6. Pirates roll on this one, folks, 51-19. Now let's take a look at the playoff picture up to this point. We start off with Class 8A, Manatee at the number 3 seed. They're trying to move up, as we saw in our game of the week. They lost to the Rams. They're now at 5-3. The loss may bring them down a notch or 2. Now we move on to Class 7A, Region 3, where Venice is the number 1 seed at 6-1. They beat the Northport Bobcats tonight. The number 5 seed, Braden River, we saw that they handled business against the Sailors. They're at 5-2. And now we go on to 6A. Move down to Charlotte County, where the Charlotte Tarpons are sporting a 5-1 record against North Fort Myers tonight. And guys, here's the most surprising of all the local classes. Hardy is at the top of their region at 7-0, beating Bayshore tonight. DeSoto with a number 5 seed and a 5-1 record, not including tonight. DeSoto playing Booker. Will have those highlights in the next segment. And Lemon Bay is at 1-5. Now, the reason why they have a losing record and they are in playoff contention is because of points, losing to pretty good teams. So they've lost to Port Charlotte, DeSoto, Cardinal Mooney, who remember is undefeated. They're in 3A, and Hardy, who we just mentioned, is undefeated. Now, what's surprising is that this time last year, neither of these teams were in this position. Great job, guys. Coming up on Football Friday Night Sights, the Fan of the Week, scores around the Suncoast, plus 2 evenly matched local teams in Class 5A. Same class as Hardy. Booker and DeSoto highlights coming up after the break. Stick around.
Hi, I'm Chef Allen, and watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up our most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix to sample, pick up the recipe card, and all the ingredients.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day?
With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Saturdays at midnight on ABC7.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
It's rainy season on the Sun Coast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Now, as we mentioned earlier, Hardy is in the driver's seat in Class 5A, but the DeSoto Bulldogs and the Booker Tornadoes are pretty much at it. You see the Booker Tornadoes there. They're ready to go. Booker Tornadoes, number 21 for DeSoto, they're just kind of not getting it for Booker. Same drive, quarterback Arnold Melee fakes the handoff and keeps it, but Devin Hill Jr. takes it to the house. Booker Tornado cheerleaders are pretty revved up there. But here's the big play, guys. Tony Register catches this screen pass in their own territory. Dude, look at him run, 6'4", 270. This kid was a defensive lineman just outrunning the Bulldogs secondary. Now, how does that happen? The Tornadoes pretty much take this one, 19-6. Now, Venice rolls. They keep their win streak intact by a score of 57-0. That's one of the scores we have today. Palmetto took on Lakewood Ranch, and you don't have to adjust to your TV set. You're seeing that right. The Tigers won by a score of 69-0. Kind of crazy there. It's time for Friday Night Sights, but before Friday Night Sights, we have some more scores. Hardy Wildcats, you see there, they beat the Bayshore Bruins 37-13. The Manta Rays lose to Southeast 17-12. And the Port Charlotte Pirates are just rolling down there. They're at 6-1 now. They beat the Ida Baker Bulldogs out of Cape Coral 55-7. And the Charlotte Tarpons, they beat the North Fort Myers Red Knights 34-18. Good job for the Charlotte Tarpons there. And yesterday's games, Cardinal Mooney still undefeated. They beat Baptist Academy Lions 39-27, and St. Stephen's remains undefeated, and they beat Bradenton Christian, the Panthers, 55-25. And now it's time for Friday Night Sights. And we saw this earlier, Booker High's big Tony Register with a highlight belt scoring on the 60-plus yard screen pass. Good job for him, the big guy there. We have a few kids at Booker High School there in the stands. You know, they're loving it. There's a future player on the right for Booker High School there, the Tornadoes. And our next pick, guy from, I believe he is from, I want to say Manatee. I think he's from Manatee, but we'll say he's from Manatee. He's Sailors. Okay, he's a Sarasota Sailor. You know, he's, okay, Taylor got this picture. You know, she's loving it, or he's loving it, I should say. Anyhow, just a reminder, folks, tag those pics on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram with @mysuncoast.com every Friday night. Now, coming up after another short break, next week's matchups and our Fan of the Week. Stick around.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hut hut. It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Ghetto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Ghetto location near you or visit Ghetto.com.
Ghetto's got it.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000. Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Now, folks, you may have noticed some blank numbers in your lotto drawing tonight. We don't have some numbers as a result of Hurricane Michael. Tallahassee headquarters was evacuated. That means some delayed drawings. But now, time for our Fan of the Week. You see there, we have two young ladies from Booker High School, the Booker Tornadoes, Miss Beecham and Miss Lamb. Miss Lamb to the right and Miss Beecham to the left. They were pretty hyped up for the Tornadoes' win tonight. Now, a couple key matchups for tomorrow. Manatee at Tampa Riverview, Braden River at Lakewood Ranch, Northport at Palmetto, Venice at Sarasota, and Charlotte looks to kind of continue their win streak there, playing against Cape Coral, the Seahawks. And Port Charlotte at Cape Coral Island Coast. That's all the time we have for today. Check us out next week. Have a great night.